So on the news program in the Bahamas, they had one of our brothers speaking about the promotion of alternative lifestyles that's being promoted all over the world, especially by the Western world. And they're really trying to push this on a lot of black nations. And his brother is saying he's speaking up about even the children in the Bahamas. But go ahead and roll that clip.
You can't come in my country teaching my children foolishness. Don't come in this country. Now you want to be in England and you can teach them all them boogery things you want to teach them. You can teach them whatever you want to teach them in England, but not in the Bahamas. Don't bring that around here. And I also want to say to all y'all parents who've been emailing me, texting me and say, listen, y'all get ready. Because the time will come when all of us can have to stand up to protect our children. Whether I think we have to show this government, because what this government is doing is testing the water to see if we be passive and we benign and we can let it slide. We will not let this slide. Not one filthy book will be led in our classrooms, in our libraries. I can lead the charge. When I say let's go, I need you all to let's go. Because I ain't letting it happen.
These alternative lifestyles that the West is pushing on the African continent are pushing it in the Caribbean, trying to do their best to push that, trying to say it's a human rights issue and it's democracy, but yet they don't go tell Saudi Arabia that. Because if you are practicing an alternative lifestyle in Saudi Arabia, then you can lose your life. If you go to Qatar with that, you can lose your life. Mostly any of those Arab countries, you better not go try that. But notice the United States don't go over there wagging their fingers at Saudi Arabia. They don't do that whatsoever. They haven't said we're going to stop doing business with Saudi Arabia because of this issue. But yet you want to show up to Ghana and say something to them. You want to make threats about aid when it comes to Uganda or any other African country who says that this is alternative lifestyle is not conducive for the society that we have due to our religion or our culture, our way of being. See, the thing is, and what a lot of people throughout the world is getting tired of with the West, is they're tired of them trying to impose their Western ideology on other people's countries.
You can't come in my country teaching my children foolishness. Don't come in this country. Now you want to be in England and you can teach them all them boogery things you want to teach them. You can teach them whatever you want to teach them in England, but not in the Bahamas. Don't bring that around here. And I also want to say to all y'all parents who've been emailing me, texting me and say, listen, y'all get ready. Because the time will come when all of us can have to stand up to protect our children.
Every country is a sovereign nation. They have their own rules, their culture, their laws, whatever. And if you don't like their culture, rules, laws, then you do not be in that particular country. It's just that simple. And in the Bahamas, a lot of brothers and sisters are saying this. Our children is not going to be exposed to these alternative lifestyles. Our children is going to be exposed to the lifestyle and culture that we raised them in, where we have been raising them in, and we're not having no one introduce that here. And even the people in their government that's trying to sell out, to the Western powers for a few shekels of silver, brothers and sisters say, no, we're going to call this out.
Whether I think we have to show this government, because what this government is doing is testing the water to see if we be passive and we benign and we can let it slide. We will not let this slide. Not one filthy book will be led in our classrooms, in our libraries. I can lead the charge. When I say let's go, I need you all to let's go. Because I ain't letting it happen.
Once again, I say this to brothers and sisters in other countries. They only pushing that towards you because they feel like they can get away with it. But you tell them, go push that in the Arab world. Go push it over there. Matter of fact, go push it in China too. See how far you're going to get with the Chinese doing that. They're not going to mess with the Chinese. They're not going to tell Russia anything, because Russia got laws about that on the books too. If they're not going to tell it to them, they need to leave you alone. You black people in the Bahamas and throughout the black world, you have every right to say how your children is going to be raised. You have every right to say what the society is going to be based on your particular belief system, whatever that may be. And once again, I always say in the Western world, y'all do whatever y'all want to do in the Western world. Nobody's telling you anything. Nobody's imposing their rules and their laws and their culture on the Western world. They're not doing that. So respect other countries. Respect it. That's all. Just have a respect. Because the more and more you try to do this now in this time period, the quicker and quicker all those countries are going to be lining up to join BRICS. That's really what it is. Because see, y'all was racist with NATO. Y'all didn't let no other country in NATO except white countries. At least BRICS is inclusive. It has Asians, it has some white people, it has Africans, it has East Indians, it has Brazilians. It's like, at least that's an inclusive organization. How is it y'all always talking about democracy, but y'all don't want to include other countries in NATO? See, even NATO is white supremacy in how y'all did it. And you wonder why other countries is looking side-eye at y'all now. But no, they don't want your alternative lifestyle because they looked at what happened in the Western world and it didn't work out in the West. So you can't bring that to them. But let me know what y'all think about what our brother has to say here, about protecting the children in the Bahamas and whatever, culture they want for them and education. That's what they should have. We should respect everyone's culture.